Hello, 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 and welcome to the No Faces Comic Chat. I'm your host, Bub, and today with me, as always, he had something to do later. He had to shave a yak, so we're on a little early today. Metarog.
Hi, everyone. I don't have any yaks in my yard. Sorry to say.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's no problem. We're on a little earlier. When you get older, you want to do things a little earlier because you run out of energy later on. So maybe Bub is aging a little bit here. Maybe he's showing his warts a little bit here. We'll see.
It could be. I was a little confused. I guess we're early tonight. I just don't know what's going on. I'm completely confused. Life has taken over. I don't know what's going on. So there were a couple people said they might join us tonight, but since I'm an hour early, they might not. So anybody who's supposed to be on tonight and you can't make it, I understand. I got confused on the time zones there. But yeah. Well, and fitting as such, Roger, you want to shout out our followers for today?
Yeah, we only have a couple of tailgaters in here, of course. James Las Cruces 1971 is here as always. Never misses a No Faces Chat that I can remember. And our longtime supporter Christina Payne is also here saying hi, hey Bubs and everyone.
Hello to all of you, both of you, and anyone who watches on the replay at the normal scheduled time. Thank you all for joining us. I got confused.
I thought maybe you had like another stream later on that you're guest starring in it or something. So.
Nope, just confused. That's all.
I tried to give you an out there, buddy. Okay, no problem.
Well, I have like 6:30 stuck in my head as the time, but I guess that was Central Time, and the Eastern Time is 7:30.
Yes.
But every now and then I get confused, and I'm like, well, maybe it was 6:30 Eastern, and it's only 5:30 Central, and that's what happened today. So,
yeah. Just in case any people don't know out there, Bub is like right on the Central and Eastern time zone. There, he used to work in Eastern and he lives in Central, so it can get a little confusing when the hour change occurs. I can understand that.
Yeah, and I still kind of work in Eastern because even though I work from home most of the time, all the computers and all the servers and everything are set on Eastern time because my offices are in Eastern time zone. Right. So all day I function staring at the computer, with Eastern time. So right. And then all of a sudden I'm done for the day and I look down and there's a different time on my computer. So it's oh well.
It's all right.
Glad you could make it, Roger.
No worries. I'm here for you, buddy. I'm here for you.
All right. Well, I won't drag you over the coals on this one, but do you remember the name of our our group here today?
The Excommunicated Adventurers.
That's correct. The Excommunicated Adventurers. Couldn't have been more wrong if you tried. Appreciate it. And we're going to be talking about adventurer. Did I even spell that right? I was very unsure about almost all the words used in today's title.
I think you did get it right. Yes.
All right.
I don't think it's OR. So yeah.
I wouldn't think so. It's a miracle already. I got to tell you.
You have made a few miscues here and there, but I think you got it this time.
Yes, I have. Yes, in the past there's been a couple. Some of them I correct. Some of them I just let stand on their own. So that's how it goes. So today we're going to be talking about adventurers, more or less as occupations for our. You're cheating already. All right. Well, Roger's already got one of the ones I was going to mention. So let's go ahead and turn to Roger. Bless his heart.
Well, let me ask you first, Bub.
Yeah.
What to you? What defines an adventurer versus, say, a superhero or a troubleshooter or a soldier of fortune, something like that?
All right. So to me, I'll start with the basis of what your average superhero is, I believe. Mm-hmm. So your average superhero is a crime fighter.
Right.
or someone that is patrolling in some way or has some method by which they find out wrongdoings are occurring and then seek to stop them, right?
Right.
To me, and then you have your, guns for hire type people who are similar to that, right?
Right.
People who are kind of sitting in a single location and waiting to be called when something bad occurs, right?
Right.
Waiting for the call to action. But an adventurer is someone who is already on some path or already on some journey, who's already, looking for exciting things to do and then finds things to do. Sometimes they may be tasks and sometimes they're battles, but, overall the adventurer is already out there, already, traveling from place to place. So in other words, if you wanted to call Doc Savage, you're going to have a problem. Someone's like, call Doc Savage, get Doc Savage on the phone. That's not going to happen.
Right.
So, an adventurer is somebody who's already out in the field and encounters adventures, sometimes seeking them out, I suppose, but they're just encountering them. So what do you think about that?
I think that's pretty good. The way I would define it is pretty similar, that they go to locations, they go to situations that are not crimes necessarily, but are mysteries, are things that are out of the ordinary, either supernatural or sometimes cultural. But they're the ones who initiate the contacts, generally speaking. They're not reactionary,
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got a couple people in here. We got Nah Man, my buddy, the comic bookworm. We got Morris in here, Area Man, and we have Bigglesworth in here. How you doing, buddy? I think Bigglesworth is now selling his collection. I think on Instagram he's saying
the whole thing.
Well, I think he just says contact him to see what you want, and he'll strike a deal with you.
I want all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Deal.
Right.
Well, send me a message.
Biggles only has good stuff. So, and we have Darren here, all the way from Australia as well. All right, so am I going first, Bob?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
and a rare occurrence. I'm letting you.
Yeah, I tell you, sometimes you throw me these little curveballs,
Oh, there you go. Here's the caveat: selling some of it.
Some of it.
All right. Well, all right then.
All right. I'm glad, because Doug, we want to keep him around, because he's just one of those guys that, he's very supportive. That's all. Let's put it that way. So Doc Savage, I think, is one of the consummate adventurers. Like you say, you don't really call him per se. When something occurs, he wants to know what's behind it. And he has resources and he has a team. And besides being pretty much a perfect physical specimen, very, very highly intelligent, and also he's from that pulp era where that kind of character really took off. When we're talking about the characters that weren't necessarily, they're usually not costumed either, Bub.
I agree. Yeah, unless it's some sort of disguise or general, like, adventurer's costume, like ready to go, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Something quasi athletic, something with a lot of pouches or something you can keep things in.
Right. That's right. But I think Doc Savage, is one of those just quintessential adventurers. Like he'll, for example, here there's a huge cult or something that people are disappearing, and he wants to know what's going on. He'll go down there and try to figure out what's going on, and he'll bring in his team of experts. He has experts in history and in mechanics and in all kinds of different medicine, et cetera, to help him out, figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and he also shows that you can have powers. I mean, Doc Savage is not not non-superhuman, I suppose.
Well, he is technically non-superhuman, but he is, just at the pinnacle, like Captain America, almost, like, just as he's as fit as you can be, strong as you can be, smart.
They say I'm the Doc Savage of the insurance industry. Did you know that they said that about me, Roger?
They didn't. They did.
Yes, they do. They done did
They done
say
did.
that.
Okay. All right.
But the bar is set low in general. So to be the fittest amongst them doesn't necessarily mean that much.
Well, what I really like about the adventurer persona, shall we say, is that they can get into all kinds of different situations. Like here, there's evidence that there's some kind of animal or being of some sort that's haunting or is troubling the area. He goes to investigate, and it's a werewolf. That
not just any werewolf.
What do you mean, not just any werewolf?
Why is he wearing Werewolf by Night's pants?
That's not Werewolf by Night.
I know it's not, because I had every appearance of Werewolf by Night and I didn't have these two issues.
No, it's not Werewolf by Night.
But he is wearing his pants.
Right. This is set in the 30s, so it's much before. So
maybe it's Werewolf by Early Evening.
Yeah, or Werewolf by Lunchtime, like Darren.
It could be Werewolf by Lunchtime. That's right.
Right, exactly.
Hailing from Great Perth, great state of Perth.
Great state of Perth. And we got Kenneth Bird in here, and we got our buddy Bill, Comic Mag Musings.
You can have him. He can be your buddy.
All right.
I don't need him.
Hey, listen, somebody's got to take the hit, So.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll do one more, Bub, and then I'll shoot it over to you.
All right.
This to me is the consummate adventurer team.
Ooh.
They, like you said, they do share a costume, right?
Yeah.
Just because, like you said, that sort of makes that cohesion, right? But it doesn't. They don't have any powers. Their kind of thing is that they should be dead, so they're living on borrowed time. So they think they have a mission, with the extra time they have. So they go and find out why are all these mysteries? Sometimes supernatural, sometimes not, but they go out and search them out. That's another thing I think you said they journey. If it's something that is in their wheelhouse, they'll go around the earth, wherever it may be, and again, this is sort of the inspiration for Fantastic Four, but I don't really count Fantastic Four as adventurers because they do world beater stuff. And that's kind of outside.
They're housed in the Baxter building waiting for the mysterious phone to ring. And
right. And they have a lot of villains that they have to always be on top of. Now, Challengers had villains, but their villains were more because they just kept cropping up in those mysterious circumstances. They kept encountering them.
Look out. A down payment. Comic Mag Musings comes in hot with the $5. He must have just got his credit rating back. Haven't seen a super chat from him in a year or two. A down payment towards buying Bub's buddy status, which is always for sale. The old you can join us anytime buddy status, and for a good time call Comic Mag Musings.
Yeah. And we got Gray Man in here, our Cover Slingers host in here as well.
Where is he?
Anyway. Yeah, he's right
there
above.
he is.
Yeah, he's right above. Yeah, he's right above. So anyway, again, they do have different expertise. One is a pilot, one is a scientist, one is like very acrobat or physically very able, etc. So they have different, disciplines that complement each other. But they're not superpowered in any way. But they share. What they share is a lust for adventure and finding out the truth of the mysteries that they interject themselves into. So, and that's I just put this here as Doc Savage. I'm going to talk about Scorpion, Dominic Fortune afterwards. The Spirit does not fall into this category. He is a crime fighter.
He's a crime fighter.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Well, I'm going to start off tonight's episode with Doc Savage, here to thrill you kids into submission. But I also like this one, the Alex Ross Savage there. That's a good one. All right, let's see what else we got. You guys knew I was going to pull her out. Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, my favorite adventurer. You can say... Now, I mean, is she a relic hunter? Yes, but that's just the premise that gets her on the journey. That's just part of the journey.
Right.
But
But
ultimately, she's wandering, she's trotting about the globe,
that's right.
hoping to get things without too much trouble. But as soon as she hears of some weird things going on or some mystical whatnot, then she can't help herself. She throws herself in and just enjoys the adventure of it all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
living like there's no tomorrow. I think that's another key adventure aspect, you know,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
throwing
Just
caution to the wind.
risking their life for, the end result of the adventure. Well,
Yes.
and in her case also for treasure, but yeah, I think she fits it very well because like you said, yeah, she goes to relics and treasure and so forth, but during while that task is being accomplished, she encounters all kinds of different things that she has to overcome. So yeah, I agree totally.
She certainly does. Here's some more eye candy.
Hey, Ruli, how you doing, buddy?
This might be my favorite Tomb Raider cover. I'm not sure, but it certainly ranks amongst them. A nice Michael Lopez cover there.
Michael Lopez. Oh,
Yeah, you don't
okay.
see too much of him.
No, I don't.
Michael Lopez cover there. Here's some classic Turner. Good stuff. And of course, Hughes is always happy to jump on the Tomb Raider journey. So I have a commission coming in. I'm publicly stating it because I gave money a couple days ago and I haven't heard anything since. But that's enough.
So you're on the record here.
I'm putting myself on the record.
Is that from Lexington? You got it at Lexington?
No. So Tricky Trapster.
Oh,
Everybody
okay.
knows old Tricky Trapster on Instagram and YouTube, and
Sure.
he was putting some stuff on his IG, and he had a fantastic clay face. And I just thought it was one of the best clay faces I'd ever seen. So I went ahead and kind of asked him about it. He said it was still available, so I purchased that. And he said, with that purchase, I get a sketch. And I said, well, give me a Tomb Raider, a Lara Croft Tomb Raider. And I'll be collecting a few of those sketches this year. Hopefully I get a couple at Heroes Con, and I want to get some nice Lara Croft original art.
Okay. Nice.
So there you go. So when that comes in, I'll share it with you all, but I don't like to rush the artist.
Yeah.
I like them. The more time they have with it, the more they do on it generally.
Yeah.
So, you end up paying for just a headshot, and they give you some background and some, all kinds of good stuff. So,
yeah.
So I'll just let it sit there. I'm not going to say nothing for about a month, which I doubt it takes that long. But if it does, I'm going to jump in and say, hey, where are you at? So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Great artist in the community.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
Imagine her big lungs help provide stamina for her adventures. Yes. And she's never at a loss for a flotation device. Fanboy Prime says, huge. Adam, huge.
That's huge.
I'll have your stick figure lore commission done in a couple of months. That's one stick per week he's been adding to that. Yeah,
that's fast for Bill. I mean,
yeah, it is fast.
I mean, yeah.
And then he's gonna wrap it in a box, and he's gonna get it confused with all the other boxes he hasn't unopened, and then it'll just be he'll probably open it on his own channel. I don't know what's in here, but I can tell you that the guy wanted 50 cents, and we settled on 20 cents per sketch, and then he'll open it. Something like that. He doesn't know what's in the box, but he knows the price. Have you noticed that? He has no idea what's in the box, but he knows what the price of the stuff is,
Yeah. No,
here's a box. I don't know what it is for 20 cents each.
Yeah, he's a very limited Swami. He can only see the dollar signs, but he has no idea what the actual product is. Yeah.
That's great. All right, moving on. So wait, how many did you show? You showed 2.
I showed 2, but I rambled a bit. So go ahead, show another one.
Oh no, you're a good rambler. I'm not sure about this one because of the mystical aspect. I feel like he's more of a journeyer, but maybe crime fighter. But what do you think about the Shadow?
I was thinking about that. I think he kind of falls into like multiple genres.
Yeah,
because he does do he does do what I would consider crime fighting, but that's not
because if
really
he's
all.
walking down the street, he'll stop a perch snatcher.
He'll stop a
It's
crime.
not-
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but he's not like on patrol or something.
No.
You know, if he hears about something going on, he'll investigate it. But definitely he has gone to a lot of places when he thinks that there's some supernatural shenanigans going on.
Yes. Yeah, he travels to where the mystery is and investigates.
Right. Yeah. So I don't think he's purely an adventurer, but I think you have to consider him at least a quasi adventurer.
Yeah, I agree. So he almost fits the category. And today, since I'm the one bringing it up, it's close enough now. If Roger had brought the shadow in to this affair, we would have had to investigate further.
They're higher standards over here, I guess, for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, because it's Roger. There you go. And there's another one.
Oh man. Hey Zars, how you doing, buddy?
Frank
another guy from way back out there in Australia. Or New Zealand.
I don't know which now. Perth, that's in far Western Australia. That's like as west as you can get. Zars is probably closer to the Melbourne area. But you can tell us if we're right or wrong. And there's about 3 time zones between them. But we won't get into all that.
Yeah, I think well, because Simon's from Melbourne.
Yeah, he's Melbourne-esque area.
And I think Mad Spidey is as well.
Yeah. Look at this Frank Robbins cover. Isn't that great?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not a Frank Robbins fan, but that's what he did on that Shadow series was some of his best stuff. Yeah.
I was after a nice copy. It's a lot of black on this cover, so there's a lot of bad copies out there, beat up copies, we'll say. Yeah. And I like low grade, but every now and then I find something that I just want a perfect cover of. And I'm a nut for these well-centered DC 20 centers.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's
great. Right on the edge, man.
That is like woof.
But it's in. There's a little bit of black between the edge of that starburst and the edge of the cover.
Yeah, you're right. That's like 1 in 100 right there, man.
Yeah.
There's always something cut off either on the sides or on the top.
Yeah. So I probably 2 years. It took me 2 years to find a copy of this book that was so well centered. So I'm digging it. Let's see. Cool. How do you go from the Sublime Colluda to Robbins? It's about this cover specifically.
Yeah.
You can't. I've got 2 copies of this book, so that tells you. And again, another one. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
That's a beauty.
There you go.
Good luck finding a well-centered copy. In fact, I got this book from Silver Age Dave.
Oh, okay.
When we were up there last year.
That's right.
Yeah. And he had an entire short box of these.
Yeah,
and this was the only one that was centered.
Yeah.
All of them.
It's tough.
It's tough to find those DC 20 centers well centered is just difficult. Yeah, tough stuff.
Especially when they had those double globes for whatever reason, those double globes up top, they just were like, the centering just went off. I don't know what time.
And you know me, I'm always in search of a good, well-centered globe cover. I like big centered globes. All right. So what do you got for us there, Roger? Steven Spock's here, Unruly Simeon, Zars, and oh my God, look at Fanboy Prime. All these great folks here. Thank you for joining us. We'll keep rolling. Yeah. Go ahead, Roger. We're talking about adventurers tonight for those of you who showed up late.
Yeah. Adventurers. Steven Spock came in too. How you doing, buddy? All right. So what do you think about this? What do you think about Buck Rogers?
With that. I toyed with Buck Rogers. But because he has a commission, a military commission, I backed away.
Okay. I get you. Yeah, I get you. And that kind of concerned me as well. But a lot of his adventures have nothing to do with his commission.
That's true, but he's a captain and he gets sent places.
He does. He does, but sometimes he's just going home and he sees something along the horizon and he goes in there and he investigates it, and it might be, some kind of invasion. It might be some kind of extraterrestrial coming out, that was never seen before. It may be that there's a planetary a phenomenon going on that he found out. So I put him in that quasi adventure as well.
Okay. All right. Look, we got to get. I hope your next one's a little more pure, but let's look at some great Buck Rogers because we've had two quasis in a row.
Right.
We got to nip this in the bud.
All
Look,
right.
here's Bill. This is Bill's idea. He wants a refund. He just sent me a message. He wants a refund of his $5 back plus an additional $1 for pain and suffering due to your pulling a fast one there, Roger.
Yeah, well, you know. Now I'm only postulating things. I sometimes I do this to stir the pot a little bit, right? Because there are some characters that are not don't neatly fit into one category, but sometimes they blur the lines between several. Okay.
Definitely.
And that's what I'm doing here. I'm not saying I believe it necessarily 100%. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Okay.
I'm with you.
All right. So here we go. Terry and the Pirates.
Another commissioned officer.
Well, okay. But remember, this is not Steve Canyon. Okay.
No.
Okay, this is not Steve Canyon. This is Terry and the Pirates. He was really more of a private pilot. He would move cargo. He had.
Did you say he was a private pirate?
Well, no. Pilot.
Oh, pilot. It's like, wait, he's a private pirate. How does that work?
No. Pilot. He would move cargo and people places and things, but invariably, because he did a lot of his adventures in the Far East, he would run into spies and fifth columnists and sometimes even what terrorists, what we call terrorists nowadays. So I put him in the adventure. I mean, what else would you call it? You couldn't call him military because he was kind of ex-military, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so, I agree with you. It's more like it's like when they become bush pilots. It doesn't really. They're not really ranking officers anymore. So I guess they're retired or they're out of commission of sorts. So I guess Jackson Roy Kurt's confused. He doesn't know what day and or time it is. Sorry about that. We had a little bit of a mess up.
Aspirated denture wearers.
Who said that? Oh my gosh. That's about right.
Okay. All right. Listen, I haven't gotten to the denture phase yet here. So anyway, but definitely he and the Pirates got into a lot of adventures that even if he were, and had some kind of military aura about him, a lot of them were outside of that aspect in his life. Okay. But I think Steve Canyon is probably who you're thinking more of the military. Okay. So that is Terry and the Pirates. All right. I'm stirring the pot.
Oh, definitely. This is a good one.
Stirring the pot a lot here.
No, I like this one. And because it helps me with a couple of my choices.
Oh, so you're vested self-interest, huh?
That's right. I can tell you right now, it's getting a pass. It definitely counts.
All right. Let me tell you why I think he fits into this category. All right. Now, he is trying to find others like him in a world that he never knew. He grew up in a bunker, not knowing anything about the earth except what he was told by his grandfather. Okay. And he goes out into this world and he sees something that's totally different than the earth we know today. And to find answers to what happened, he goes to all over the earth. Now, the earth is now set a little differently. Like the north is like the fire zone. The south is like these weird creatures, and the ocean is all full of talking fish, things like that, right? But he goes to anywhere he can to find the answers to what happened. So that's why I put him as an adventurer. He's a.
Well, we know what happened because it's Planet of the Apes.
Well, it has similarities, yeah, but Commandy himself, just that character right there, I put him as an adventurer because he's trying to find out what occurred, not in the traditional sense, because in obviously when you're in civilization like we are today, there it's much easier to figure out, okay, where there somebody's reporting this in China, let's fly to China. He has to actually go around just to see what is in the different areas to find the answers that he needs, right?
Yes.
He can't necessarily say, he might find somebody that told him, hey, in the south region there's this big wall and you can't penetrate it. Well, I'm going to find out what's behind that wall.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So,
and if he gets tied to a girl wearing nothing but a skirt, it happens. That's the adventurer's life.
That's Flower, and yeah, she has her hair is, you notice, very, very strategically placed over her chest.
Yes, I believe she used to pour maple syrup in select areas to make her hair stick just right.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was never
an issue. Yes, it was in Commandy issue 69. I think it was.
It didn't get to. I only got to 50 something, dude.
Yeah, well, only at your LCS.
Oh man. So here, this is kind of an example of what I'm talking about. I mean, he runs into the civilization. Well, he and Ben Boxer, which worship the legend of Superman. And he goes in there and to see, why is this occurring, and they mistake Ben Boxer as perhaps Superman, and he has to help prove that he is indeed Superman, or else they get killed or they get something happens. I forgot exactly. So that's the kind of adventure you sort of walk into sometimes when you're exploring to find the answer to something. And that's why I put Commandy in that category.
Yep. I like it. Right. I'm digging it.
You're digging it. All right. Yeah, that took a lot.
It was a tough one.
All right. This one I don't think fits it.
Well, why are you showing it?
Listen, dude, I put these together like in 10 minutes, all right? So give me a break.
You should have known we were going to be on early tonight.
Well, I guess I should have, but I was eating dinner and I didn't have my phone on me. Anyway.
Sorry. So sorry, right. Guys.
It's all right. It's all right.
I feel terrible. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what's up. Listen, I knew it was Monday.
It makes good stream when I'm picking stuff up just because I don't remember the category exactly, all right? So it says right here, if you look on the cover, it says right here, Soldier of Fortune.
Yeah.
Okay. Soldier of Fortune. So
because I didn't put Heroes for Hire in here either. I thought that was a little bit too, they're not really doing it for the sake of adventure. They're doing it for the pay, if you will.
Yeah, they're doing it because somebody wants them to go and troubleshoot it or perform some task.
Yeah.
So you're right. I don't. But I guess it's good to contrast that, right? Because he does go to other areas of the world, etc., to perform similar tasks that an adventurer would perhaps. But his motivations are totally different. So that's where we have to draw the line, I think.
All right. So draw the line.
Draw the line. Yeah. All right. You go. Go on. All
right. I'll go. All right. Here we go. Sleepy Reader 666 is here as well.
Hey, welcome, buddy.
And welcome to the I think he's one of the newest inductees into the Shopperverse. Isn't he?
Oh, I think he got Shoppified.
Yes, I think he did.
Congratulations.
He might have been the 100th inductee. I'm not sure. Maybe that might have been Comic Man Andy. I'm not sure, but he's right up there. So thank you for joining us. We'll throw up a little Johnny Quest for the Quest lovers.
Okay.
Haji and Johnny and Bandit.
Yeah, good one. Excellent.
What was her name? Jade.
Yeah. Is that the only Dave Stevens cover in that run, or were there others?
It is the only. No, there might be another one. I think I let it go though. I can't remember.
Okay.
But I think it's the only Stevens cover. I had the whole first like 6 or so issues, I think, but I let him go.
Yeah, I this is a really good one, Bub. I think this, you hit it on the head here.
Johnny Quest, no doubt.
No doubt. No doubt.
And Haji too, for that matter, and Bandit too, because none of them have jobs.
And Race Bannon, and I mean, Race Bannon is like the muscle, but Johnny Quest is the one who was always sniffing out the problem,
right?
And Haji's the one telling him don't do it.
Yeah, and when Race Bannon was out there, that Johnny wasn't supposed to be going.
Yeah, exactly.
And he often would attach himself to adventures, which again is in the adventurer spirit.
Yep. And he was a kid too, so I mean that kind of made it like, when I was a kid when I was seeing Johnny Quest on the show, on the animated series. So I was like, hey, if he could do that, I could do that. Obviously I didn't know back then that these things didn't happen all the time, but yeah, 100%. I really like this pick.
Good stuff. All right. And then keeping with the Lost in the Jungle and whatever may happen theme, we have most of our jungle players do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say almost all of our jungle players fall into the category of adventurers, because generally, unless some sort of cheetah is tipping them off that there's something happening in the, in the wilds next door, they pretty much just roam around and then find things. They find trouble to get into. They interrupt other people doing their job. Like whatever that may be. If they decide you shouldn't be there doing it, they jump in and harass. I mean, they're very kind of almost nomadic troublemakers and adventure seekers by nature. Yeah. So I would say most of your jungle characters fit into that category. I don't show my Steranko Shanna that often, so I thought, Shanna gets overshadowed by Sheena and many of the others, really. So I thought I could show a little Shanna love.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Yeah. But by nature, well, I don't know about nature, but normally speaking, when you're talking about jungle, you're talking about those characters that want to protect it.
Yeah.
And and so you'll have poachers, you'll have sometimes insurrectionists, that will use battlefields, etc., or will run equipment through it. You'll have all kinds of different situations that they have to intervene in order for them to keep their area safe, or from being despoiled. And I think these two, definitely Shanna.
Yeah. Rima, that's another good one from DC.
Sheena, yeah. And also, like, obviously I have Tarzan up here, Kazar, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. We got Jamie's asking for Dora the Explorer. We will see. I don't think I have any of that in my collection as of yet. Paul is blaming me for his obsession with Mark Schultz covers. What do you think about that? I don't think that's fair. But I'll take it. I'll take the blame. And I should be meeting Mark Schultz at Heroes Con. Hopefully he won't back out. But they just announced last week that he'll be joining the creators and Creator Alley. So I'm very excited. Dirty little secret on my Mark Schultz collection is that about a third of it is signed already by Schultz, but was not signed by me. Like, I didn't request it. I bought it signed. And so I'm looking to get a few issues signed personally by him. So that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
So, all right. Let's see. Karima, she's a jungle. Yeah, Rima. Yeah, we got that. We got a little bit of an argument here.
Yeah, I mean,
better than Shanna, better than Rima. I have to say though, Frank Cho took over Shanna, and it's absolutely fantastic. So I enjoy. I like Sheena and Shanna.
I wonder why.
I know.
Rima has a point about Rima. She wasn't really. She was trying to avoid adventure, actually, but yeah. But she was, her adventures things occurred in the jungle that she was either purposefully or not, she was part of. So, yeah.
Area man, old Bad Morris is saying Aunt May. We're a little concerned about that one. We don't know why the spontaneous cry of Aunt May, but whatever you're doing, keep your hands above the table for the rest of the episode. Yeah, the death rattle I showed, first appearance of Cadillacs and dinosaurs. That's right, Carmen Sandiego. She was a thief. I think she was more or less avoiding people, though. I don't know if she was seeking out adventure so much as she was just stealing stuff and hoping not to get caught. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one, right? Because
that is tough.
She did get into a lot of adventures, but usually she was trying to do something kind of illegal before it. Yeah. So
yeah, I don't know if running from the cops is an adventure or Interpol is an adventure.
Yeah, or stealing a relic from a museum and then being pursued by the cult that worshipped it or whatever. Those kind of things.
Yeah, I don't think that counts.
I don't know.
All right, but if you had come on the show, we might have let it slide. That's how we. All right, Roger. What do you got?
Show, we're a lot more lenient. You're in the chat. We're vicious.
Exactly.
we take no quarter here.
All right, what do you got?
Oh, me? Okay. Yeah. Well, we Tarzan. We already talked about that, so just keep going that. So here. Again, I didn't have a lot of time, so I didn't get to my Dominique Fortunes, but this is the same character in a sense. Yeah. Scorpion was now he did have a I don't know if you call it a superpower. He was supposedly immortal, right? So he had lived throughout a lot of history, but he would interject himself into situations that would lead to adventure. Sometimes it would be because he would, hear a scream and get involved with the damsel in distress, or there was, some illegal smuggling or something, and so
as opposed to the legal smuggling that happens all the time.
Yeah, right. True. Smuggling, I guess by definition, that's an oxymoronic, isn't it?
No, just a little redundant.
Yeah, well, true. It's redundant. You're right. Yeah, that's right. So I would consider him an adventure, sort of like a precursor to like those Doc Savage kind of characters, that they don't seek out, but if they're during their travels or if they hear of something, they will interpose themselves into the situation.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Hey, J Hood, how you doing, buddy?
Great cover too.
Yeah, that's a Chaikin. Howard Chaikin. He did the first two.
No, it looks like it's pretty steady. Oh, it's Chaikin now.
Oh, all right. Yeah. He did the first two, and then they changed the character into a more superhero-like guy, and he was just like, I'm out. That's no longer the character. Because the good thing about Atlas Seaboard is that they were good on creator rights. So he got the
they were founded with him. I mean, basically.
Yeah. If you came up with a character or you had the art, you would have the right to it. They didn't, not like Marvel or DC where essentially you're just what it's called, commission or whatever, by hire. So anyway, so unfortunately they only really two issues, and the third one was Scorpion the superhero, which was not
nobody's digging that, Roger.
Not that good. All right, so what do you think about this?
I put him in the captain category, but
he wasn't a captain.
He wasn't a captain. No, he wasn't a captain.
He wasn't a captain. I mean, he was.
I guess so.
I mean, he was thrown into a situation, right? I mean, not of his own volition necessarily. At least the universe or the where he was doing his adventures, right?
Yeah.
He was initially thrown into that, different world. That he had to survive in, but he also had this moral code, right? He couldn't just stand by and do nothing when people were getting abused, and there was dictatorship, and there was all kinds of abuses of of the people being under that kind of oppressive system.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of situations too that there were monsters, and they were, all kinds of different mysteries as well that he would involve himself in.
And sometimes he would find, like, I don't know what you call, like, dastardly doers, like people doing dastardly deeds, and he would run it all the way up the chain to find out the main, antagonist of what was going on, so I'm with you.
He was a righter of wrongs, in a sense, but he wasn't super. He was just very athletic.
He's pretty awesome, though.
He was pretty awesome, very athletic, very courageous.
Another one of your fine specimens, as you say.
Another fine.
Have I ever told you that they call me the Flash Gordon of the insurance industry?
No, I don't think you have. And
well, I'm still waiting for them to call me that.
I was going to say that doesn't say a lot for the physical specimens in the insurance industry.
Well, it's more because I'm often found with my underwear outside my pants. I don't know if that necessarily counts 100%, but
no, you need like a ray gun and and a ship with next to no engine, but yet actually flying.
Who doesn't need one of those?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was an ex-football player. That's right. Correct. All right. Anyway,
actually, Flash isn't his real name. That was his football nickname.
Correct, because he was a quarterback, I think, right?
Right.
Quarterback. Yeah. He was so fast and elusive.
Yeah, because when you think speed, you think quarterbacks. Yeah.
Well, I guess back then, a quarterback was maybe had a little more, he had to avoid those big guys up front more than now, where you have like the 400-pounders,
Yeah.
All right. My final guy. Here he is. One of my favorites.
Thank goodness. Finally, someone timestamped this 48 minutes into the show on April 3rd at 7:20-ish p.m. on Monday night Eastern time. We finally had Roger proud to display his one of many Human Fly number ones. Newsstand edition.
My one of one, sent to me by none other than Bub himself.
Well, now you say that, but don't you also have? I was.
Oh, you mean the commission?
Yeah,
which you had nothing to do with, of course. I mean, I could see you as soon as that package opened. I know who's behind that top right character.
That's great.
Yeah, I was like, hey, where did you get my address from, Bub? Yeah.
How did you know? How did you know?
Listen, I'm not that smart, but the breadcrumbs were this big. All right. Oh man. Anyway, let's get to the specifics here of this gentleman. Very different type of adventurer, Bub. Right? Let's just say that.
Yes.
But
one of the greatest, a heavy hitter, in fact, in the adventure community.
Oh man. Yeah, he's more of a daredevil stunt guy, does events and things like that,
Yeah.
And he was a real guy. I mean, he might still be alive. I don't know. I mean,
but is he still a real guy?
Yeah. Well, he was based upon a real character. Go. I believe he was Canadian. I don't know if maybe some Canadians in the
keeps getting worse for this poor guy. Wait, we don't have any Canadians in the house today, do we?
I don't know.
I think we're clear.
I'm not sure. But anyway, so as you can see, he had this costume as sort of part of his persona and all that, and sort of rocket on the belt buckle and the cane and all that kind of stuff. So he wasn't a superhero, but because of his profession in the comics, at least, there were often people trying to, either stop his performances or something. Wherever he was going, there would be some kind of revolt, or there would be some kind of assassination, or there would be some kind of crime spree, or whatever, mystery, sometimes like people disappearing. And of course, he would somehow get caught up into that event and, become an adventurer at that point.
Good stuff.
It does say up here, the wildest superhero ever, but I don't agree with that.
They call him a superhero, but I'm with you. He is a super adventurer.
Yeah.
One of the many lies told on the cover of that.
Yeah. I was going to say that. Now, they did say here, because he's real. Okay. Very different, but that actually is a lie. He's based upon a real person, but that guy never did any of this stuff,
Right.
He was more like Evil Knievel,
Was he?
Well, if you want to analogy, Evil Knievel didn't jump the fountains at Caesar's palace and then go follow somebody running out because he robbed the gates or something.
Says you, Roger. He may have.
Well, at least I never read of it, but
yeah, I never read of it either.
Anyway, and of course there was the crossover here with Ghost Rider. Another Johnny Blaze was a stunt performer, so I guess there is a natural kind of crossover there you can sort of justify. But
for sure, that is the team we desire. That's the team we deserve.
Well, if you say so. I would care to disagree with that. But anyway, that would be my last adventure. And notice I left him for last, because that is where he falls within the hierarchy of adventurers, in my opinion.
Which is the first place in the last slot. Is that what you're saying? He ranks that highly for you?
Well,
am I given to understand?
I think people who know me and have been paying attention even just a little bit know my aversion to this character.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. I'm impressed that I know that you worry anytime you take that book out of its encasement, that you keep it in carefully. You don't want it to damage. So I understand.
I generally wear gloves when I touch anything with human fly attached to it, but
that's probably a good idea for everyone.
Yeah. You never know if osmosis could take over there. So just to be careful, I take precautions.
Hey, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be taking those same precautions. Oh man, that's good stuff, Roger. Thank you. Made my day.
All right.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Now, we're not even going to make a ruling on these. My last two, this is very obviously all correct. So first we have the Pink Panther.
Oh,
clearly an adventurer.
Yeah, I mean, who could argue with that?
I don't think anyone could.
No.
I dare you to find someone with a good argument against the Pink Panther as the consummate adventurer. He was always running around. Actually, no, this is just a gaffe. He never even left his house hardly. He usually just got picked on by other people and defended himself. Yeah, but I just thought it was cute cover, so I just throw it up there. Next, we have, look out, Pinky, Howard the Duck. Kind of in the commandy-ish kind of way. He's really trying to get away. Like ultimately it's about him escaping. But at the same time, he certainly gets in a lot of adventures, and a lot of them he seeks out himself just for the fun of it. Wow. Just to get involved in something. What do you think, Roger? Do I have a case here?
That's very interesting. You know what? I never thought of Howard the Duck in that vein, but I guess we could put him in there. I mean, he's sort of like is the opposite of Commandy. He was the foreign element in this world.
Right, but he's trying to escape. He's trying to get away.
He's trying to get away.
He's trying to find his home where he is. And he's trying to get out of there.
Yeah, you're right. I would put him as a reluctant adventurer. That's
Reluctant.
not
He ran for president.
well, yeah, but you know what? Certainly, the adventures he got into were madcap stuff. I mean, the space turnip. One of his villains. Dr. Bong.
That's a great one.
It was sad.
Or when bites the beaver.
The beaver, right? Exactly. He
Thunder over Niagara Falls. When bites the beaver.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That's classic work.
But I don't think we could classify him as anything else. So I guess he's got to go in there somewhere.
I think it would be terrible to call him any kind of what do you call it? Like
he was a
superhero. He's not a superhero. He's not a detective. He's just a guy walking down the street getting into trouble.
Yeah, he's just got a guy trying to get home. This is an analogy, right? Trying to get home, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong on the way to that home.
Yeah, stuck in a world he didn't create.
He didn't create. That's right,
as they say. Yep.
It's great satire, though. That whole series is great.
It's good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff. I'm still waiting for a quality Howard the Duck movie. Not that as a kid I didn't enjoy the original Howard the Duck movie, the first Marvel movie, Howard the Duck.
That's right. So that's how big he was at one point. He really was a huge hit for Marvel for a while.
Yeah.
But the Dark Overlords were not exactly the best fit for Howard the Duck there. Yeah.
No, but fun.
Yeah, still fun. Yeah, Howard is just like us. Yeah, in a sense. Yeah, that's true. In a sense. Trying to get we're trying
Iron Duck,
and running into all kinds of travails. Yep.
Forge in the flames of frenzy, the most unwilling warrior of all, Iron Duck, to battle Dr. Bong.
Dr. Bong.
There it is. Whoa.
Steve Gerber just I don't know.
I know. Isn't that great stuff?
Oh, it's fabulous. I don't know. The creativity here is just off the chain. Really is.
All right, so that's what you got. You don't have any more either, do you?
No, that's it. That's all I can gather.
Hey, we did it. Hey. Sorry to anyone who's just now getting their books ready for the show. Just
part 2 next week.
Yeah, part 2 next week. More Human Fly and Howard the Duck coming at you in real time. Well, that's it. That's our show, folks. I hope you all enjoyed that. Roger, what do you got coming up on your channel or any of the fine channels you'll be gracing?
I think on Thursday I'm actually going to be teaming up with a couple guys in the chat here, Sleepy Reader, Damien, and Naman, the comic bookworm.
Are they aware?
And we are going. I think on Naman's channel, Comic Bookworm, and we're going to be looking at the Superman origins on strips, on comic strips, and on radio.
Ooh, I like that.
You can contrast those to the origins that most of us know from the comics.
I like that idea. Whose idea was that?
That was Naman's.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't include. Okay, Naman is talking about Warlord here, right?
Yeah.
Now I was thinking about
nice Grell signature on there. Well done.
That I just got that from Mastodon.
That's lovely.
So watch my video if you want to see some great looking Warlords there. I almost put this in here, but I sort of Warlord is sort of his own genre, right? Because he was introduced into this world, and he sort of became a magnet for trouble there. And so I don't know if he's so much an adventurer as he's somebody who is just put in an untenable situation and is trying to survive it. So I don't know if I put that in as an adventure. He definitely had adventures. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think that was like the main thrust of the series. I mean, it revolved around his life for sure, and the supporting characters, but he didn't really quest that much for things. I mean, he did run into all kinds of weird things and kingdoms and things like that, but he's sort of his own genre, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I could see that. But I did think that you were going to bring him in for the sword episode we did a couple weeks ago. Hey, look who's here. Jambo Comics.
Hey.
Hey.
Just right on time.
How's it going, guys? Man, it was a struggle.
Listen, I've been on with Bub for an hour. Don't tell me about struggle.
Yeah. Hey, where you been, Jambo?
I was trying to find adventurers. It's surprising how many comics are about superheroes and not adventurers.
Thus the reason for the topic.
Yeah, you're so tricky, man.
I am. I like to give everyone no time to find their books and spring a very difficult topic. It keeps the casual fame seekers off the stream. You know what I mean?
All right, and keeping us on our toes too, right?
Yep. Well, did you find any?
I found a few. I hope we'll qualify for what we're.
All right. Well, if Metarog's okay with staying over a couple minutes, go ahead and show him.
I'm okay. I want to see what Jambo's got.
Let's see what you got.
Okay. Well, what about this?
Whenever you're ready, Jambo. Anytime.
I love that spinner rack you got there, Jambo. Ooh.
Oh, thanks. Oh, you can see
rack.
that. Huh?
I barely know her.
Am I in? Can you see me?
No, thankfully.
All right. So we got Jungle Jim there. He's quite the adventurer. He has like the traditional adventurer garb on there, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So this was what I was thinking of. And this is what I think of when I think of an adventurer.
Yeah.
Somebody with a safari hat and, you know, the adventurer type shirt with all the pockets and everything, you know, to hold all their stuff. So
hold all their adventurer's equipment.
Right.
Yeah.
So I gotta show this one while you're showing that one, since I probably won't get to go again. Look at that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. I do have some
Wally Wood cover there.
What?
It's a Wally Wood Jungle Jim by Wally Wood.
Something else I'm looking for now.
I like picking up these Kings. They're all short runs and mostly reprints, but they're a lot of fun.
What do you call those type of pants there? That's an adventurer staple too, right there.
They have a name though. What are they called?
Yeah, I forgot what they're called.
You know, I couldn't tell you. The puffy type pants.
Yeah.
I thought it had something to do with Safari.
Maybe somebody in the chat will let us know.
They have names. Gray Man probably knows. His lot probably invented them.
I think he still wears those. I think Gray Man wears those around the house.
I'm sure he does.
That's what he wears when we're not looking, you know.
So we got some Buster Crab. He was quite the adventurer.
Cat came through. Cat came through with him.
Buster Crab, I barely know her. That's the second time I've worked that joke in.
We had all kinds of adventure going on here. He had space adventures in here, jungle adventures, and cowboy adventures. Quite the guy.
More adventures than one man could adventure himself.
More than you could shake a stick at, or several sticks. So.
Did you know that I was the Buster Crab of the insurance industry?
I heard that about you, man.
I'm glad somebody did.
So Buster Crab, and not a guy, but still an adventurer, Nyoka.
I like Nyoka. That's one of the few. She is the one that had the photo covers, right?
Right. Yeah, this is the early one. This is number 4. So
yeah,
some of the early ones. I mean, they weren't photo covers. Early and late. In the middle there is what you don't like.
Okay, see, because I thought it was the late ones that had the non-photo, but I didn't realize the early ones were as well. So
Yeah.
more knowledge dropping on the chat. Thank you.
Yes.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Absolutely.
And these were Fawcett also, and I think it switched to Charlton later, I believe. So, if you're looking, that is.
Who isn't?
Who isn't, right?
There's going to be a run on him. Now.
What about this guy? Does he qualify as an adventurer? Lance O'Casey?
He's a captain. He's a captain.
Oh.
Yeah, listen. Bub is caught up with that, you know?
Well, because I'd be pulling out some Star Trek if it didn't matter, because you couldn't get more adventure seeking than Star Trek. But
right. Now, that should count because they were on an adventure in space.
No, they were on a mission to have adventure. There was a difference.
But
okay.
Lance O'Casey got into all kinds of shenanigans outside of his commission.
Okay, then what about this guy, Captain Science?
What about him?
I don't know about. I don't know anything about.
He's a scientist. See, I was going to pull out my
adventures.
Yeah,
he's on adventures.
All right. I'm going to let it slide just because that's a killer cover.
That is an amazing cover.
Put that on the list of things that are mine if anything were to happen to you.
Put that in the stack. Okay.
Yeah, and then do me a favor and come visit me next week. I've got some taste tests. I've been making some brownies I want you to try. But make sure you will that to me first.
Dambo, get far away from there, boy.
Yeah, you and Mel probably got a pack going or something going behind my back there.
Exactly.
What about this guy? He's an adventurer here.
Man, Jambo and I were at a convention recently, and we saw the same Bugs Bunny tied up to a tree comic.
It's a bondage cover, man. I'm telling you.
Cover. Oh my gosh.
The next extravaganza, expect it, man. I'm just saying right now.
Had 10 times the price value for him too.
It was expensive, very expensive.
Man. Bugs Bunny the Explorer.
Apparently.
Oh. Man.
Yeah, he was in bondage.
Wait, Roger's calling foul. I think. Is this an official challenge, Roger?
No.
On the flag on me, Roger.
No.
Kind of sounds like you are.
I'm inquiring. That's all.
Okay. So, if it's a way of life, is it still adventure?
Yes. We determined most jungle characters are likely adventurers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he has to live in the jungle. Well, he doesn't have to. He chooses to live in the jungle, and therefore there's an adventure every day.
He could stay in his tree,
right?
If he wanted to, but instead he wanders to other trees to see what's going on.
Yeah. We talked to him about before, Jambo. I mean, if there's situations where the jungle is at risk, or there's poaching, or there's some kind of tumult in the area, then he will get involved. So I definitely would count him. Yeah.
Exciting adventures of Princess Pantha.
Boy, aren't they?
So she has adventures. Therefore, she would be an adventurer, right?
I'm with you 100% of the way. Maybe even 200% of the way.
Yeah. That outfit does not look very practical for the jungle, but otherwise.
Roger.
It's the latest trend, Roger.
You think it's cold in the jungle, Roger?
Dude, like you don't think there are like mosquitoes and there's sharp thorns and all?
Her skin is tough as nails. What are you talking about?
Sure. I'm sure that's exactly what you're concerned about.
I tell you.
All right, this guy was labeled.
Look, here we go. That's why I knew he was coming. Here's Gray Man asking for his daily dose of shirtless man. Here we go.
There you go, Gray.
Conan.
I was thinking of you when I pulled this out.
He hears that a lot.
So Conan was called the adventurer in one of these novels. So
it counts. Also, next week we're going to have conquerors, kings, and such. We're going to have all those next week. So stay tuned.
It's a never-ending process here. Okay. I got a couple more.
You better.
Better.
These guys. These were some of the first settlers of the West, right? Adventurers.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's Crockett, maybe Davy Crockett.
I'm having a hard time with this one.
They were exploring new lands. Or were they doing it as a job because they had to, or just
They were doing it for a life. I don't know.
livelihood?
He was a scout, right? And
Yeah, I'm not buying this one. I'm
Man,
sorry. I can't.
Another red flag.
I'm gonna have to rule on this one. Nope.
I mean, he got into a
Davy
lot of
Crockett don't
adventures.
count.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's look at it this way. He got into a lot of adventures because of his profession, but
Right.
that wasn't really his main goal. You know, it just sort of happened because when you would go into these territories where nobody really knew about, there were all kinds of dangers from animals and obviously from other peoples, etc. So
Other people's etceteras.
other people, you know, etc. Like,
All right.
Yeah.
What about these guys?
Which ones? The octopi?
Yes, I was going to use them as well. Yeah.
So
All right,
they
sea
are
devil.
adventurers, even though that's kind of their job, though, right?
I think they were explorers.
They were, yeah. I mean, they're underwater adventurers. They're essentially the challengers of the unknown for the water.
You kind of splitting hairs there, right? With explorers and adventurers, kind of the same thing, right?
I don't know. See, to me, we discussed this in the first 2-hour segment, Jambo. But we
because I missed it, right?
Yeah, we talked about like a commission. So these guys, the Sea Devils, are commissioned to explore. And while exploring, they have adventures. That's what makes good stories. But their commission is what has sent them out into the wilds, not their need to go. Like they didn't wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to go diving today and see what happens. They have to go. It's their job.
Yeah, but most scuba divers, right?
Wait,
very.
First of all, I want to know how many scuba divers you talk to on a regular basis before we start accepting some of this hyperbole.
I know several. I know several actually. Most of them,
All right.
You know,
All right. Roger knows several divers. Continue.
They do things like welding metal under, you know, for bridges, salvage, things like that. They don't come up against octopi the size of skyscrapers and guys holding them on a chain. You know, so
well, this is DC, Roger.
Right. So all I'm saying is that may be their profession, but that is not really.
But that's a real adventure, right, Roger?
Exactly.
I'm with Roger on this one.
Well, finally, there's more than 2 people here, so you guys can overrule me. Well, I still got to win on the on Davy Crockett. Davy Crockett's still out.
All right, we'll give you Davy Crockett, but you got to give us Sea Devils. Come on.
All right, I'm trading one fur pelted head for a tentacle wrapped frogman. All right, the deal is done.
All right. Oh man, you gotta work hard on this show sometimes. I'm telling you.
Nothing's easy, is it, Roger?
Not with Bub, man. I tell you.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
He'll make everything convoluted, you know, and splitting hairs. Oh man. Well, I do that too, but you know, I'm me and he's he.
I noticed that about both of us.
Yeah. I'm not the Adonis of the insurance industry, that's for sure.
Well, there can be only one, they say, Roger. All right. Well, what else you got there? Did you give up, Jambo? Are you done?
Yes, I'm tapping out on that.
Oh, bless your heart.
Tapping out on that. Yep, Florida man, Roger. That's me.
All right. Well done. Well done. Thank you. That was a lot of fun. You guys are awesome. So, Jambo, you got anything coming up on your channel? Or
Yes, I've got a whole video coming up on adventurers since I Googled it and everything, and I pulled a bunch of books. So,
Oh, man.
It's gonna be a look through the collection video, huh? Never get enough of those.
No, I'll be doing my regular thing on Wednesday night with the guys, the 4-colored fossils.
Graphic
on
Man's channel.
Graphic
Check him out.
Man's channel.
One of the guys.
That's it.
Fun fellas.
Hey
Check
Jimbo,
that out.
let me ask you: have you ever done a video on the history of your spinner rack?
No. I got that spinner rack when I had my comic shop,
Oh, okay.
and I think I got it actually from Diamond when I was, because they were at that time selling spinner racks,
Oh,
and I was like, you know what? I've always wanted one, even though it's not an original, from back in the 70s. I'm
right.
still getting one. And
Okay, so that's a reproduction.
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. I know. I recognize that yellow sign up top, like from the 70s version. So.
No, that's an original back when Jambo ran his comic shop in 1971. Do you remember that, Jambo?
Yes, way back then. Taking care of the kiddies, selling them comics,
Absolutely.
and all kinds of knickknacks.
Jambo had a big white van that said free comics on it at the most recent con we were at. So, yeah.
I still drive a big white van. I lured Bub into my big white van a few weeks ago.
It's a true story.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like the shark trying to swallow the porcupine fish. He spits them right out. You know what I mean?
That's true. I got shot right out of the back of that van when I refused to do what needed to be done to get all the comics. Now, I did get a few comics, and I'm a little regretful about what I had to do to get them, but I didn't get all of them.
Oh man!
My goodness gracious! All right, well, we're glad. So be on the lookout for another great video from Jambo. I haven't seen his most recent one that came out this Sunday, but he usually drops a weekend haul video or so with some great Golden Age and more.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that. Roger was about to tell us how he is not doing anything on his channel anymore except the occasional AOK video. So let's hear it, Roger.
Well, yeah. I mean, I did drop a video on Friday about the stuff I got from Mastodon, some really good stuff, and I actually just got a package from Tennessee Joe, Black Box, Silver, and Bronze. I'll be doing a video on that as well very soon.
Neato.
Nice.
All right, we're looking forward to that. Yeah. And I have a video coming out. What's today? Monday?
Yeah.
I'll probably put out a short tomorrow. I'm going to try and mix in a couple of shorts. People tend to like the ones where they don't see me and the videos are shorter. I don't know if there's any trending to that, but it seems like people enjoy not seeing or hearing me and just seeing the books in less than a minute. So we'll do a couple more of those. We'll work those into the mix. So I got that. And then I've got a very, very excited. I received some great, a nice little remark from one of my favorite artists. That'll be a video will be posted Wednesday. So, and then after that, I haven't decided what I'm doing, but my birthday is at the end of this week. So I'm going to be partying like I'm another year older. I don't know what that it means. I'll be home by 7:00 each night of the weekend. I know that. But yeah, so that'll be fun. So I'll be hanging out all day Friday and Saturday. So
all right, happy birthday in advance, my friend.
Thank you, sir. I hope I make it.
We hope too, because there are only so many punching bags out there. So
yeah, one less perhaps, but I'll try and hang on there for y'all.
All right,
man. All right, sounds good. What else we got? I think that's it. So we'll catch you next time. Let's see what's Jambo wants to tell people something. What do you want to tell the fine folks at home, Jambo?
I want to tell everybody to please subscribe.
Ooh.
And I appreciate your time.
Yeah, we appreciate your time too.
That's a new little addition there, right?
All right. Yeah, I like that one. Is that what's that? Not is that Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island?
That is Nancy Kovac from Star Trek.
Oh, I think that's what I said. Okay. Very sure.
Like the looker.
Nancy Kovac from Gilligan's Island. All right, Roger, what do you want to tell the fine folks at home, or just the folks at home? They don't have to necessarily be fine.
Yeah,
they just do whatever they want,
or they could be on the road. You know,
definitely could. Yeah, they could be the fine folks on the road.
Could be
Everyone, stop looking at the road. Listen to Roger. Watch what he's going to tell you. Go ahead.
Just listen. Don't look here.
All right, keep your hands on the wheel
right now. So be blessed, be kind to each other, and be back.
All right, we appreciate you, Roger. And I'll just tell everybody to remember to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.